interview with the third interview with the winner. And I just want, I haven't done a lot. Bobby Wow was a big one. Obviously, everybody loved that. And so I'm like, these things are awesome. They're life changing. Everybody's here. I'll talk about this on air. I'm going to hold it, but just so you know, wait, we're live. Holy shit.
Nice.
I accidentally hit live. All right, so there we go. I was just going to say, what's up, everyone? And welcome to an interview with a six-figure winner. My man, that's unbelievable. My man, milROCkee, Jason. What's up? What's up, Jason?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. And brought you on today because you took down the DraftKings NBA 450K Tuesday Showdown last night for the 100K first place prize, and everybody's just going nuts. We had a great time in DFS Army Slack, kind of sweating along with you. So tell me about this lineup and how it came together for you. Let's just start there. You said you had made only 2 lineups for this contest.
Yeah, only 2. Well, I took a little glance at the notes, the coaches' notes and everything. And I started filling those in, and then started looking at players and the positions, and then seeing who fits. Just trying to spread out the salary a little bit, not trying to take too many high price guys, and kind of going overboard. I faded LeBron and AD with the injuries and stuff, and maybe being a blowout of the game. And then I figured Portland and Toronto is going to be a good game, a good high paced game. It had some ping pong action with there.
I'm gonna try to make this a little bit bigger so I can see it better, so people can see it better. But all right, so let's look at the lineup real quick. So NBA, I think one of the biggest things that I saw here in the lineup that I was like, wow, that is the sharp move, was the fact that with a lot of the injuries for Minnesota last night, everybody was getting on Wiggins. Everybody was on Wiggins. He became chalk, and he was a chalk explosion, so to speak, because I'm looking at the rest of the plays. Lowry, I had Lowry, high owned player. Adams, Lowry, and Paul were all core plays on the slate. Keck had them as core. If you use the optimizer, they were hammering him in your lineups. All over these guys. Ariza was another guy that was popping quite a bit. I think there was an injury or 2 on that Sacramento team that thrust him into the starting role, although he did a lot better than there was a second punt guy in there. I think it was Harry Giles.
Yeah,
and so I was personally making a decision between Giles and Ariza, and I'm sick over it. I'm sick. I used Giles. I'm sick over it because I hate Ariza.
Well, I just hate him. At halftime, Giles had 20 points, and Ariza only had 7.5.
Totally looked like I was I was doing it down. I was I switched out of Ariza. I was so happy with myself. I was I switched out of Ariza. I knew I hated Ariza. And of course, he had this incredible day. But I think the biggest play here, and a lot of our guys use Crowder as well. So, it's funny. These names are all so common. They were popping. Obviously, Carmelo, spectacular day. Very playable. He's had good games, but this was the ceiling for Carmelo. But the move that I love the most, and tell me if you plan this out, because I'm curious. I'm super curious.
Did not.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Everybody played Wiggins. Wiggins was the guy, all the injuries. Everybody plays Wiggins when Towns is out, and I think Jeff Teague might have been out. I can't even remember. You went with Culver, who nobody was playing, but Wiggins bombed. Colbert took all of the scoring. Yeah. And at 2% ownership for super cheap salary.
It was 67 or something like that. Maybe cheaper.
No, Culver would have been less than that.
It was 5K.
I wish I had it open in front of me, but cheap enough, but more so just low ownership, and that's key. So the Culver play, I think, was so sharp because everybody else was pivoting to Wiggins. So I had, like I said, I had a very similar lineup going, and last night was just an epic night across the board, which is cool. But this tells me a little bit of just that one little difference, that one low owned change can make the difference between a massive win and just, hey, I had a great day. Thanks. Good stuff. I'll be back tomorrow. So we were talking about this a little bit off air. So let's do a little bit of background. So you've been part of DFS Army for the past year.
Yeah.
And you were saying success up and down a little bit, hanging in there, head above water. I mean, tell me your
Yeah.
experience so far.
I mean, it's been good. I mean, the notes were good. I mean, like it's a good community. Everybody talks. I mean, I did it like as a hobby, like fantasy sports and stuff, fantasy football here and there. I mean, I won a bunch of leagues and everything, like the season long leagues. And I thought, well, maybe I'll try, like daily fantasy sports and see how I do at that. And I don't
How
know, I
long?
just
How
took
long
the
have you
dive into
like DFS Army, man? How
yeah.
long have you been playing daily fantasy sports? Was it like about a year ago, or have you been playing for a few years?
I probably want to say when it started getting big, when like commercials and stuff were on ESPN and everything, and everybody's like getting these big checks and everything. I started taking a look at it, like maybe I'll, throw in $100 and then see what I can get with these lineups and stuff like that. So it's probably been a couple years.
It sounds like 2016 range. That's when the advertising and everything was really going crazy, and you saw all that stuff. So 2016, 2017. And did you focus mainly on football for the first bit and kind of expand out from there?
Yeah, mainly football because it's it's once a week. It's a smaller player pool, and then like injuries is like easy to keep up with because they keep you on track with them, or they keep you updated with the injuries like throughout the week and practices and all that stuff.
NBA is clearly brutal. Um,
Yeah,
Dinner gets in the way of it. Pretty much any life event, if I'm not glued to my chair between 5 and 7 p.m., 100% of the time, anything can get in. Like I had dinner, 6 tonight, and then I was like, oh shit, it's 6:30, and I'm trying to make a lineup. It's never easy, but yeah,
yeah.
that's
I was putting this lineup, and like my fiance kept telling me, she was like, "Hey, can you help me do this? Help me do that. Can you taste this? Can you taste that? See how this is. See how that is." So like every 5 minutes, I'm like getting up and then doing this and doing that.
oh my gosh, I could just imagine. And the last thing you want to do is tell her like this awesome dinner she's cooking. Like, don't bother me. I'm about to lock my lineup in. She's
Yeah,
making a great dinner for you. You're lucky. And so it's like, oh, all right, babe. Let me test the food, but let me run back to my computer. So that's pretty awesome. So tell me about the sweat here. Let's get into the sweat itself. So lineup built off of the note. How did you come up with Culver? I need to know. Was he just the last guy who fit salary wise? Like, how did Culver make the lineup?
I think so. I think I was moving players around because like I had Ariza in the forward spot in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe I can move him up to the small forward spot and then try to free up some space and move some other people around. Because like I really wanted Hassan in the lineup, so I put him in the utility spot because it's like he's a center. And then like I guess Culver just fit because he's like the 5K guy that like nobody was really talking about. But like I was looking at his stats and stuff, and it's like he had like a couple high games, and then he kind of plateaued a little bit, like 20
Yeah.
points here and there. And it's like maybe he'll go off. Like Memphis is a good team to try to pace against, and the injuries and stuff with Cat being out and all that.
It's funny. Everybody was thinking of Wiggins. I can't get over it. And yeah, with Whiteside, he's another one of those GPP special guys where he just goes off randomly for 50 points. 3 days in a row he'll do 30s, and then
Yeah,
he'll come pop right back up to 50. That's the ideal kind of person because that's when you get a stud, at 11% ownership, which is just not, something you can always do. Crowder was a guy I saw a lot of chatter about in the DFS Army chat. People were DMing me, and they were definitely mentioning Crowder a lot. So I see that he was very low owned, but I think he was popping on the optimizer as well. So I think that was just, it feels like a DFS Army play from yesterday because so many people were talking about Crowder, and I see how low owned he wound up being, and he was popping in all my optimals too. So I don't know if that came off of that or a sort. Do you use the domination station to sort by value at all? Do you use that tool for assistance, or do you focus mainly on coaches' notes and stuff like that?
mostly coaches' notes. I use the optimizer when I do like a mass entries and stuff. But if I'm hand building, I just take the notes and kind of look at what's going on around the league and stuff.
I love it. I love it. All right, so let's talk about first. We'll talk about the sweat, okay? Because this was fun. I don't know why. I do know why, but one of my favorite things about just being in DFS Army in the chats is when these type of sweats happen, because I don't know, I feel like I'm with you in there. Like every time somebody has a big win, like my heart's pounding. I'm like, oh shit, he got it. So I get so excited when you guys do this. So tell me about the sweat. We're watching it. Everybody notices, I think, right about, I'm going to say about the fourth quarter of that last game that, oh my God, milROCkee's in first. Or first thing we see is the DFS Army avatar in first place in the shoot around. We're like, oh my God, 100K. Big lead going on, right? So AD gets hurt. Lakers winning in a blowout. So tell me what you're thinking here. Going into the fourth quarter, I assume you're sitting in first place and you're looking around and you're kind of like, dude, I don't know if anybody's going to catch me. Are you telling your fiance this? You're like, I think we might make $100,000. Are you being super quiet about it? What's going on in your house?
I mean, like, I was watching my lineups like I normally do, is just like seeing where I'm at. Like, it's like, oh, I'm winning like 25, $50. And then all of a sudden I see it move up and it's like, oh, I'm in like the top hundreds. So I'm winning like $200. It's like, that'll be a nice day. And then like it slowly starts climbing. And all of a sudden I'm in the top 10. And there's still a bunch of like basketball to be played and stuff like that.
You're seeing your PMR higher than everyone else around you, and you're going, I wonder if that means, like, you're seeing that. What are you thinking? Like, at that point, who's still playing? Is that Ariza going in the second half? Like, what is propelling you at this point towards the top 10? Like, which player is it? Portland? I don't remember which game was when. So, like, which game is propelling you?
The OT game. It was like the OT game with the OKC in Brooklyn.
That was big.
I think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be up there, but it is real close.
I think Chris Paul hits the double-double.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Adams is hitting double-doubles. Adams went from like 29 to 41 in that point, in that overtime. And I think Paul also added another 7 to 10. But I had them both. So, yeah, I remember that too. And, similar things, although they were both very high-owned. And then Ariza was a later player. So here you are. You're now sitting in first place.
Well, I was sitting in second. It was like maybe like 9 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, that's okay. 10 o'clock. Early still.
I'm sitting in second place. And I was like, all right, who do we still got to go? It's like, I got Ariza. He has Giles. Giles has like 20 points. And then I got Ariza. It's like 7.5 at halftime.
And you're like, shit, why didn't I take Giles? He was cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, because I could afford him. If I would have just switched Giles for Ariza, like I would have been in the lead comfortably, because we had the same lineup and I would have been up like maybe like 10 points. But I think if I didn't play Ariza, like everybody else that's in like second or third now, they would have beat me.
Unreal. Wait, I'm seeing comments here, so let me actually throw those on in the background. But all right, so you're seeing. I guess it's not this Eagle well. It must have been one of the different guys, because that guy who wound up in second.
It's the guy in fourth. The guy in fourth had.
Okay, it was the guy in fourth. Yeah, because these other guys made a push late. So you finally pass Madanoke. I'm like trying to see these names here. Madanuke, right? And then Ariza continues to sort of power through with a really, really good second. Fucking Ariza, man. Great play. So he powers through in the second half, 31 points, propels you a solid, 12 points lead ahead of who was in second place at the time. And then you've got these other two guys. I think one had McGee and one had Howard, the second and third place guys. One had McGee and one has Dwight Howard, right? So now you're sitting in first place all the way through the final game. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. That is so long. And you have no one going. So all you're hoping is that no one catches you at this point. Is that what's going through your head?
Yeah, all right. I was sweating it when I noticed I was in second place. It's like 40K is a lot of money. It's like, man.
Happy to take the 40.
Yeah.
Man, 100K is a lot. So let's get to the 100K is a lot, right? So let's get to the final game is playing. You've already looked at the leaderboard. You're like, I'm not seeing anybody so close behind me here. But, and I assume you're at this point scrolling down, trying to see who's got what. LeBron, make sure he's, 70, 80 points behind, and, trying to look at stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy in fourth was like, he was like 23rd when I checked. It was like beginning of the last game or like in the middle of it. And he had McGee, and he already had 12 points like in the middle of the second quarter. It's like, oh, this is going to be a close one.
He's coming. And then the other dude who finished in second must have been even further behind because he had Dwight Howard just go bananas in like an unbelievable circumstance. But I want to get to him because that was the one. When I tuned in, I saw the Dwight Howard guy about 10 points, 11 points behind. It was the fourth quarter. So I'm like, you're sitting pretty good here. I'm thinking, milROCkee boy, man, he's going to get it. He's going to get it.
I was watching the game and like, oh, the Lakers are going small. It's like the last 5 minutes. The Lakers are going small ball. I was like, oh, I think I got this.
They're blowing out. Yeah, they got a blowout going. They're up by 20.
Yeah, so I click out the game and I come look at the scores. And all of a sudden I see some guy like jump up. I was like, I don't know who's this guy have. This is Dwight. So I go back to the game and then I see Dwight shoot that three. So like a minute left. I was like, oh no, this is not good.
And then I believe there was a rebound. Dwight shoots the three, moves him up again, and then there's a rebound and a putback, I believe, at some point, also within the last couple of minutes, maybe even within the last 30 seconds. Oh, fuck. So, but not quite enough. Now, what's going on in your house? So, unbelievable. Again, I just want to mention in Slack, I don't know how much you were paying attention to Slack. I know I probably wouldn't pay too close if I was in that spot. I can't look at anything. I'm not sure how close of attention you were paying there, but guys were going nuts. Okay, everybody's rooting this on. They're seeing it. A lot of positive, a lot of great. Go. A lot of celebrating, a lot of cheering, all of that, which is cool. Although I recommend just turn that shit off if it's you. Let the Slack go nuts, and then you pop in at the end when you get the win. But all right, so the game ends. I'm a little worried about adjustments, but you've made a lot of money. Now, what's going on in your house at this point? Is your fiance like screaming? Is she like, holy shit, this isn't real? What is she saying?
She said just like she doesn't believe it. She was like, no way.
She can't believe it. No,
she can't believe it. It was like when I proposed to her. She was like, no, nah, it's not real. Nah.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. See, a lot of our fiancés or wives, they're not too happy about what we play until you get a couple of wins, and then like, you know what, I'll deal with it. She's like, I'll deal with his play. I think you've earned yourself a fiance not going to bother you too often ahead of lock card, at least for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Now,
I keep pulling them in.
Just don't talk about the losses, only the wins. That's a little pro tip for you. Never talk about the losses, only the wins to your fiance. But so what are you going to do with the money? It's a life changer. It could be a life changer. In milROCkee, it's definitely a life changer in my mind, and get a house with that. Kind of, sort of, an apartment.
Oh, we're probably gonna like pay off some of the credit cards and pay off the cars and stuff.
Sweet. So any student loan debt, get rid of some of that.
Yeah, and then probably just put the rest in like a savings account that we try to actually figure out what we're gonna do with it.
That's awesome. So any splurge? You're gonna any splurges, or just kind of want to be conservative with that money?
I don't know. Like it's a coin flip right now because I don't know if I just want to take it to Vegas and blow it on the craps table or not.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. No. We're not going to let you do that. Anything that you're doing is blow it. Leave some money in your DraftKings account.
Yeah.
What you should do when I had my first big win, I would say back in, I don't know, 2014 or 13. My thought was, and this didn't hold true, but my thought at the time was like, you know what, I'll take out like half, and I'm gonna leave the other half in my FanDuel account at the time, and now I'll play on FanDuel for free for the rest of my life. Like, no matter what happens, I'm up. That was my thought back then. Now I didn't realize, playing for years and years, like the volume of money is much more than what that was. But that was kind of what I was thinking. Like, play for free forever. Now you will never be a degenerate when you're playing with house's money.
True.
So that is the count. Hey, I'm up. Yeah,
Unless
no
you
matter
lose it
what.
all.
Yeah, don't lose it all. That's don't do that. But that's really cool. So, do you intend to? And I would suggest against this, but do you intend to kind of like raise up your volume of play, or are you just going to keep doing what you're doing, play your style, keep going how you did, and hey, I had an awesome win. Keep it where it's at.
I'll probably just be casual, like I've been playing. Not try to go overboard or anything. Try to be a little reserved in this. Take a step back and just kind of watch how everything goes.
I like that you're saying that. That is a good answer. Keep your head about you. There's something that's a real thing called called win tilt. After you get a big win, you want to taste that feeling again. It's a very bad thing, and you don't want to have that experience, because that's the difference between keeping that money and sort of like letting it flow. Although this is way too much. So have you made the request to DraftKings to pull most of this money out already?
Not yet. I'm still trying to figure out with all the paperwork and all that stuff, and where it's gonna go and how I'm gonna get it and everything.
Yeah, they cannot PayPal that amount. You need to send your bank info, or receive a check directly. They can wire, they can send you a check. You can't PayPal this much money. That's a lot. That's awesome, man.
And because I don't know if PayPal they'll tax you again or not, anything, just because you have that much money that you transfer it to PayPal and you transfer it to your account.
Nope, none of that will happen. You're all good. I mean, I've been through all this. Listen, I'm not an accountant, but no, you're fine. Your money. You take it how you need. But the best way is to just get the wire right to your bank account. They will definitely send you a 1099 at the end of the year. Do not spend this money. Know that the tax man is coming for about 35% of it. Set that $35,000 aside. You don't get to keep it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, unless you lose your money, then you don't have to pay. If you lose it, you don't have to pay.
Say I lost it.
They won't believe you. You got to really do it. So don't do that. That's awesome. So any other thoughts? Any other thoughts in terms of like this experience and what you would say to DFS Army members who are watching this, who maybe kind of get down a little bit? They've been playing for a long time, grinding. They haven't won their, after you won, I got some messages like, I've been here for a year. I haven't won 100K. Like, yeah, it's not that easy. But what do you say to those guys?
Be like Dory and just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Be like Dory. That is the ultimate quote here. Jason, thank you so much for doing this interview. Congratulations on this incredible win. It's a life changer. You've got yourself a spot on the DFS Army wall of win. Hold on. Are you there yet? Hey, there it is, the wall of wins. Let's see if you're there. Bobby's up.
Oh, there we go.
Congratulations. There it is. So you made a top spot on the wall of wins, the wall of fame. I hope everybody who's watching this gets their chance to be up on the wall of fame. Your swag is on the way.
Appreciate it, man. It's a big thing, man. It's a good community. Like everybody's rooting for you. It's fun. It's like being in a sports book and everybody's cheering for the same team. So it's a good experience.
That's what we try to do. The whole goal is everybody work together, everybody help each other out, everybody cheer each other on, everybody give each other advice, and we're stronger as a team than we are as an individual. My role here has always been the same. I'm just like, hey, let me constantly work my ass off to make sure that every tool that we have, every projection that we have, all the coaches that we have in place are the best that we can find, the best that we can get. And just for every sport, we try to have the best people in place just to help out this team, because this is what we're all about. Let's help you win. I want to win too. I'm all about it. I'm in there just like you guys, everybody else. We're all in there together. I'm in the coaching channel asking a question just like anybody else. For NBA, people ask me a question, I'm there to answer it. For NFL, that's the one I know. So that's the whole idea. And part of the goal is, listen, we're all the same. We're all just trying to make some money. We're all having fun with our hobby first and foremost. And I think that's the most important thing from my point of view. Is the first thing is you got to like doing this. I mean, yeah, you have a chance at a life-changing win like this. But if you don't like doing it and you're just trying to do it for a job, like, hey, I'm going to make 100,000. I don't know if that's the best approach. That's probably never going to happen. You gotta like it. You just gotta enjoy the sweat. Have you ever had close to another big win? Like
A
anything
few
even like
actually.
this?
There's an MMA one.
Ooh,
I think
that's my bag.
I was at a birthday party or something, watching the fights. I got my lineups in. It's like going down to the last fight. It's like all I need is Ricky Simon. That's it.
Oh, Ricky Simone.
It's
I
like,
think
oh
that
man,
was that the one against Uriah Faber?
yes.
Oh,
If I would have just swapped one of the lineups to Uriah Faber in that spot, like I would have won the 50K. So that was a close one.
it's a wise decision that DraftKings made not to allow swaps in MMA because a lot of people would be doing that. So you certainly can't allow that. But love MMA. So going to use this moment as a plug. MMA big event is next week, and DFS MMA Championship contest starts next week for this main event. I hope you will join it. I'm going to post a link in the MMA channel in DFS Army. It's it's like 150 people in it. It's basically like a season-long fantasy league for MMA. I came in second last season, and I'm so salty about not getting. It comes with like a really cool championship belt and like I don't know, thousands in prizes. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted the belt.
Yeah.
I came in second. I think I won 1,800 or 2,000 last season. I want the belt. So I'll post that in the MMA channel Slack. Meanwhile, Jason, I appreciate you coming on with me.
Oh, man,
Congratulations. Hell yeah. Congratulations on this awesome win. Congratulations to you on having a fiance and your upcoming marriage as well. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
And this is a great way to start it out. You've got some seed money, some pay off your bills money, some wedding money. I'm sure your fiance is going to say you've got some wedding money and nothing else.
Yeah, sure. He spent that money. Sure, he planned it out.
Oh, that's already gone. Hopefully, somebody's parents paid for that, so you could keep this. And then, you know, it's a great start to a life together like this. And I love that you have your head on straight. That you know, you're not kind of going to. If you start to think about going to Vegas and the craps table, hit me up. We'll have a talk.
Oh, I just came back. Actually, came back on the 2nd. I was there for over Christmas and New Year's.
Play the craps, but don't blow all of the money on it. Go have fun.
Only gambled 2 days out of that whole week we were there.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep it fun. So again, thanks for coming on with me. This was awesome. I appreciate you, and hit me up anytime in Slack. And of course, expect to get DMs from members asking now questions for help with their lineups because you won a big contest. What's your secret? So if you can tell and you can share, just tell me first. I'm always interested. And I'm always here to listen. All right. Again, for Jason, milROCkee, milROCkee boy. I like the name. Are you in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
All right. All right, cool. I mentioned you. I think if you watch the Vegas Lines video from today, I said it was cold in Wisconsin for the Green Bay game, but it's hot in milROCkee with the 100K winner hanging out. Yeah, so I did mention you on there. So again, thanks for coming on. Good stuff. I hope that.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, this was awesome, man. I appreciate you doing this, and just so happy for you, so psyched for this win, and I just love it when stuff like this, and such a good guy too. So I love it when this kind of thing comes together. And it was an exciting sweat for me, so I thank you for that. My heart was pounding last night, like as if I was winning money, and that's a great thing. I'll take that anytime, and I will see you in the MMA channel next week, because if you're gonna now you gotta play, and it's a big event, so that's fun for me to know that you'll be in there. I'll be jumping back on the MMA team, doing little breakdowns and stuff now that NFL's coming to an end. Awesome. Very good stuff, my man. Take care.
Oh, you too, man.